So let's talk about that because there are a lot of people coming in who say, "Oh, I want to buy $2 million of EBITDA," or then the person who's getting out is not paying attention to that. So, what actually drives multiples, and why is it so much more than just EBITDA?
Yeah. So to start with, you do have to have a certain level of cash flow, a certain amount of cash that a business can generate. But where it really gets interesting is the transferability of that. So what is actually behind driving that cash flow? A lot of times it's the owner. So it's owner dependencies. We all know the deals that have been made over the years, especially when you had some of your first clients that are still the great clients today. And you actually probably are they're not really driving too much revenue for you because you make compromises to get those first clients and so on and so forth. No buyer wants that kind of stuff. They want to know without a shadow of a doubt that whenever I take this over, I'm not going to have to deal with those kind of clients. They want to know that this is going to continue to cash flow just like you say it is and just like it is today whenever you are gone. They want to make sure that customers aren't leaving because you're gone. They want to make sure that key personnel is not leaving because you're gone. They want to make sure that there's an actual system in place that is repeatable by anyone.
And so that's really interesting. Your initial comments. There are a lot of businesses that get started with the bartering system,
Yep.
and that's not bookable.
It's not. And the truth is when you're first getting started, I get it. You're trying to make things work, but what you have to understand is that as you grow and scale your business, you have to change your systems. You have to change. It's no different than the different advisors you may have around you. What worked to start with is going to be wildly different for a startup company than it is for a company that's pushing 10, $20 million in revenue. Those are two different companies. And the people that you need around you are really, really different. And you have to recognize when to make the jump to the next level of advisory.
Which I'm imagining a lot of people don't recognize.
They don't. They don't.
From what the people I'm talking to who are business brokers and lawyers are telling me that, yeah, there's a knowledge gap, there's an awareness gap of still having blinders on and saying, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. This was great. We grew 3% last year. What do you mean we're not growing?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that it's okay to have friends that help you out. But at some point, your buddy from college or wherever that's helping you out, maybe an attorney that you're good friends with, you have to move past that. Sometimes they are of the caliber you need, but you have to move past that in order to move into the next state. And honestly, I think a lot of times those can be not just the attorney side, but a lot of that can be limiting your growth when you start to really start looking at the right metrics that actually drive the company, and start shedding all the other fat that's in the organization and getting to actionable pieces that actually move the needle. That's where growth takes place.
And so this really hits at the heart of the matter for me. My husband and I own a business. He started it, he founded it. It's been in operation for more than 20 years. I think we're coming up on 25. And what you're talking about is exactly what I see in this company. He and I have been discussing this for the last 12 years, how to move the needle. Well, this is a culture and leadership issue.
Yes.
And so we don't want to sell, but we're looking to acquire similar types of businesses, but there isn't anybody out there who's operating as well as we are. So we can't roll up additional
Right.
businesses to make ourselves bigger. And we've got leadership that doesn't want to grow.
Mm.
Not that it's your
That's
problem to
very
solve, but
it's a very tough spot to be. But I find that having the right leadership team that's instilling the right culture uh, with an aligned objective is huge. It's huge.